Welcome to Board Game TV, and today is Decked Wednesday, and we are playing Legendary Encounters Marvel, the deck building game. I've always been a fan of Marvel Comics since I was a kid in the 70s. I've always loved Marvel, it's superheroes. I don't read the comics anymore, they've gone full SJW, but I do love the movies. And this deck building game came out when there really wasn't much Marvel stuff in the board game industry, especially in deck building games. And I had never really played deck building games, but I got into this one, and it's by Upper Deck, and it's a great game. It has the feel of Marvel Comics. It's got great artwork. It's got a good core system to it. Has plenty of expansions, which you don't have to get the expansions. You can pick and choose. You like Spider-Man, you can get his expansion. You like the Fantastic Four, you can get their expansion. And so on. And I have basically all the expansions right now. So I have a ton of cards to mix and match. And if you see my Legendary Aliens, it's kind of almost the same. You pick some heroes, you play against some mastermind, and you try to complete the scheme that they've come up with. The heroes I have picked to play with, well, let's start with the mastermind. The first mastermind here is Apocalypse, and he's one of my favorite villains. He's definitely, by far, to me, the best X-Men villain. And takes 12 fight to wound him. He always leads the 4 horsemen, and 4 horsemen villains get +2 fight. Apocalypse wins when famine, pestilence, war, and death have escaped. So he has 2 conditions to win. Master Strike. Each player reveals their hand and puts all their heroes that cost 1 or more on the top of their deck. So you'll lose that those heroes for that turn. The scheme we are playing is Capture Baby Hope. And you put 8 twists in the deck, and you'll see how that works when we come along. This is our villain deck. We have a bystander, a couple master strikes. We have 8 twists according to this scheme in there. We have the 4 horsemen, and we have a henchman group, Savage Land Mutants. Put a token on this scheme to represent the Baby Hope Summers, which I have a little nickel here, which I'm going to use. When a twist is played, if the villain has the baby, that villain escapes. Otherwise, the baby is captured by the closest villain to the villain deck. If there are no villains, do nothing. And so, what you do is you flip a card at the beginning of each turn from the villain deck, and he'll go on here, and if you can't defeat him, he'll get pushed and pushed and pushed across the board. And if he gets pushed off, he escapes. Special rules. The villain with the baby gets +4 fight. So if it's a 4 horsemen, they're going to get +6. If you defeat the villain, rescue the baby to your victory pile until the next twist. The baby is worth 6 points at the end of the game. If a villain escapes with the baby, stack a twist next to the mastermind and return the baby to the scheme card. When there are 3 twists stacked next to the mastermind, Apocalypse wins. Now, this does have a point system, and it's because you can play this game competitively, and it's semi-cooperative. You can even play it solo, which we're going to do. But if you were to play competitively, at the end of the game, each person would add their points up, and whoever has the most points wins. And all cards basically have points. Like the villains cards will have points. And some bystander cards will have these little points here, and you'll add them up. So if he gets 3 twists next to him, then he wins. And so we have to try to stop a villain escaping with Baby Hope. Our heroes for this game are going to be themed towards Apocalypse. We have Cable, who, if you don't know Cable, he's from the future. He's basically Scott and Jean Grey's son, and he's from the future where Apocalypse rules, and he fights Apocalypse. We have Angel, and if you know anything, you know Angel becomes Archangel through Apocalypse's schemes eventually, and becomes a bad guy for a little bit, but then he, you know, redeems himself and becomes good. Then of course we have Cyclops, Scott Summers, and Jean Grey, because that's their son that Apocalypse is going after. We have our Shield Officer deck. You can spend 3 recruit and get one of the 3 recruit and get one of these, and there were 2 recruit. And of course we have our Sidekick deck. Now sidekicks are a common new feature to the game. They got added, I think, maybe midway, one of the midway expansions, and they've added some more. And you can spend a couple recruit to get these guys, and you put them in your deck, and they basically let you draw other cards. But we do have some extra, because I have all the expansions, we have some extra sidekicks that let you do some extra things. And so, you know, sidekicks cost 2. I'm going to put the deck face down because we won't know who we get. You start the game with 6 shield agents, which give you 1 recruit, and I'm sorry, 8 shield agents and 4 shield troopers, which give you 1 fight. And you know, you'll recruit and buy cards, and then you try to chain them with these little symbols here that can do different things, help your cards do different things, and build your deck. Wound cards will fill your deck, clutter it up, and you want to try to get wounds and stuff. You can spend a turn where if you don't want to play anything or do anything, you can spend a turn to get rid of a wound. And other cards will let you get rid of wounds and stuff like that. And then there's bystanders, which can get captured by the villains. So I've shuffled my cards, and we're ready to go. And so let's go ahead and start. The first card in the deck is a Scheme Twist. Okay, so the Scheme Twist is going over to here. And we can't put up the Baby Hope. We kind of got lucky. Because if there's no villains, do nothing. So we kind of got lucky on that. So now I can get my 6 cards and see what I can buy. And I have 1, 2, well, shoot. Okay, so I got 3 recruit, 3 fight. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Rescue a bystander. Okay. When a Master Strike is played before it takes effect, you may discard this card. If you do, draw 3 extra cards at the end of the turn. That's actually, I'll probably go with Disaster Survivalist Cable Hairs. Let's go with that. So, got him. Let's put a new card down. The Jean Grey. And it's the end of the turn. So let's do another card, and we have some Savage Land Mutants. When you fight, you draw a new hand of cards at the end of this turn. When you draw a new hand of cards at the end of this turn, draw an extra card. So there you go. That lets you do that. So I'll do my 6 here. Alright. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 recruit and 1 fight. Well, I can't fight. Let's see. To play this card, you must discard a card from your hand. That's 3 recruit. When you rescue a bystander this turn, you get +1 recruit. I got a lot of freaking recruit. Alright. Okay. I'll take that Jean Grey. Alright, so let's do a new villain card. Ah, we have a Scheme Twist. Okay. Now, we're going to put the Baby Hope here. So the Savage Land Mutants have it. And they get a +4 fight. So now there's 7 to defeat. It's a little hard. I don't have any fight really. Let's put a new hero card here. I mean, I got basically a lot of recruit power so far on the HQ here. Okay, so let me shuffle my cards and we'll... Alright, so I've shuffled my deck. I ended up with 5 recruit and 1 fight. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna spend 5 recruit. I'm gonna get Psychic Search Jean Grey, and I'm gonna get a sidekick for 2. So that's 5. And we'll set those in our discard pile. And let's flip a new card. Alright. And now we have a new villain to go. Let's see, we have another scheme twist. Okay, so we alright. Alright, so let's see what happens since the baby's already on the board. Alright, the villain has a baby, that villain escapes. Yes, it does. So this one escaped. We will put this on the board, Baby Hope back up here, and we put this scheme twist next to Apocalypse. 2 more, and he wins. So we got problems. I thought we were doing lucky, yeah. Okay, well, of course, now all the fight comes out, but, So I have 5, 6 recruit. I'll take Diving Catch Angel, and here Determination Cyclops. Now you're gonna notice I'm playing with a lot of the characters from a base set and one of the earlier sets. And that was a little bugaboo about this game, that the art for all the cable cards had the same art. And that kind of thing, or all the Jean Grey cards had the same art, that kind of thing. Or they didn't vary for every card. Like every type of card had the same art. They would go on to fix this a little bit and put more varying art on the cards. So that complaint was fixed. Come on, I don't have any fight power out here. Okay, well there's that. So let's get this out of the way. And look at my HQ. It's not very good. And now we have a Master Strike. Each player reveals their hand and puts all the heroes that cost 1 or more on top of the deck. Well, you know, since I'm playing solo, a real quick word on that. When you play solo, you have to modify the deck just a little bit. Normally, they have this little handy chart here which tells you if you have how many players you have, how many cards to put in. Now I make it a little bit harder because when you play solo, you're only supposed to you put in how many scheme twists, but you only put in 1 Master Strike. Well, I put 3 in. Normally you put 5. If you're playing with 2 more people, you put 5. I put 3 in. I put 1 bystander in the deck, and the henchman group, you're only supposed to put half the henchman group, or it's either 3 of the henchman group cards or half of the henchman group cards in the deck. I put the whole thing in there. Kind of makes it harder for me, but I just feel it's more complete that way. But you can play it however you want, or tweak the rules however you want. Because this is even though this game is not primarily set up to play solo, it's primarily set up really to play competitive, or at least in the early stages of this game, it was primarily set up to play competitive against other people. They've slowly gone on to tweak the rules a little bit and change things to where, okay, if you want to play cooperative, hey, that's great. You want to play competitive, okay. And even more towards, you could play a little bit more towards solo. So they've tweaked things a little bit to make things easier, but you can tweak it any way you want. But this is how I tend to play it when I'm playing solo. Okay, so let me shuffle, deal myself 6 more new cards, and we'll be good. Okay, so I shuffled and I did what the Master Strike said, and I had this card right here in my deck, and it's worth 1 or more, so I have to put it on top of my deck here. So this is me 4 recruit, 1 fight, and I can't fight anything, and I have 4 recruit. So I will take this card right here, High Speed Chase. I've got 1 of each that I've come up against now, and alright, finally we start getting some fight. Because I need it. Doesn't look like I'm going to win this one. Apocalypse is one of the harder masterminds to beat from the base set. Well, actually, he wasn't in the base set. He was in the Dark City expansion, but he was one of the harder ones. The Dark City expansion was the first expansion for this game, and he was one of the harder of the villains to beat. There were complaints that the villains were a little too easy in the base game, and so in the second expansion they made them a little bit harder. So we have a bystander. Now, bystander, I'm going to go ahead and get that since there's no villain on the thing. If there were a villain here on the board, the bystander would be captured. But the bystander is now captured by Apocalypse. Apocalypse has this bystander. So if I defeat Apocalypse and use one of his cards and beat him, I can get one time. You got to beat Apocalypse so many times before you beat him. I can get the bystander. It would be points, but in a solo game it really doesn't matter for most things. Okay, well, this is a little bit better. I got a sidekick, and here we go. You may return this card to the sidekick stack. If you do, draw 2 cards. Okay, I'm returning it to the sidekick stack, and I'm drawing 2 more cards. And, alright, I don't have much fight. I still only have 2 fight. I do not have another X symbol. And if I did, I could rescue that bystander. Well, I do have another X symbol, I'm sorry. So I can rescue the bystander. So it's going to go in my victory pile here. Alright, and I have, whenever you rescue a bystander this turn, you get +1 recruit. So 1 + 1 is 2, 3, 6, 8. 8 recruit. Well, I'm definitely getting this card. That's no problem. That's 3. I'll get another sidekick. And I got Miss Lion this time. And put another one there. Oh, there's a good card right there. I don't have enough though now. 5, 2. Leaves me with 3 more. Okay, I'll take the survivalist cable. Ah, there we go. There's another one. There's what I need. So I'm needing those good cards right there, buddy. That's what I'm needing. Okay, so let's start our next turn. Next villain, more Savage Land Mutants. Do my 6 cards. I'll just randomly pick one out of here. Okay, here we go. Alright. So what do I have? To play this card, you must discard a card from your hand. Well, okay, I'll discard this one. That leaves me with 4 fights. That's good enough to defeat the Savage Land Mutants, so I will defeat those. I'll put that in my victory pile. Now you see how these little cut through the glare here. These little points here, I'll just count them up at the end of the game, but you know, there's really no point to it in a solo play. So I did that, and now I have my recruit, and I have 6 recruit, and I will have a choice I can take. Alright. Both of these are really good. You get +1 fight for each other X hero you played this turn. Well, the only other X Factor hero I have is Cable. Other ones are the X-Men. As you can see, here's the X Factor symbol, and here's the X-Men symbol. If a card effect makes you discard this card, you may return this card to your hand. So I'll take this one first, and I want to try to end up getting this one next. There we go. There's some fights right there. Alright, there's my pile. Let's do the villain deck. And I have War. Now remember, they are +2 to fight, since Apocalypse is their leader, so it's 8 to beat him. Alright, when we fight War, each other player reveals this type of hero, or gains a wound. If they escape, each player does the same effect. So there's War. Okay, and let's hope he doesn't get Baby Summers, because he would be 10 to defeat. So let's shuffle. And alright, here's my deck. Not the greatest. I only have 1 fight. But I have Miss Lion's special sidekick. Rescue a bystander, so I get to take a bystander here. Put it there. Some bystanders do give you benefits. So this is a stack from all the expansions of bystanders. Originally, the bystanders didn't give you any benefits whatsoever. They just were points. However, as the expansions would go on, some bystanders would be special, and they would give you special benefits. Draw a card. Okay. Put this bottom of the sidekick deck. So I got rid of that. I get +1 recruit. So I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 9 recruit. Okay, almost. I do have a couple cables, so I will. I'll take him. That's where that. And I will take this one. Okay. So I'm slowly building up my fight power. Alright, now with the villain, and we have another master strike. So, any cards that are +1 or more, he's going on top of the deck. Yeah, she's going on top of the deck. He's going on top of the deck. So I have 3 cards as hand, 2 fight, 1 recruit. I can't do squat with that. So it's basically a waste of a turn. Okay, next card, Scheme Twist. Alright, so Baby Hope is going on War. So War is now, wow, War is going to be really hard to beat. 4, 12. War is 12. War is 12. Okay, however, it's a little close. Okay, I do have this, so I can rescue a bystander. So I'll take another bystander there. And this one, see, now this is one of the special ones I was talking about. This one has benefits, but we're not at that one yet. I have 5 fight. I actually have 6 fight, but that's not good enough. So, I have 4 recruit. I will take. I don't have a problem with the recruit per se. I'll take high speed chase angel for that. Let's put a new card out. Okay, that's better. That's more of what I want. And we have another Scheme Twist, so that's terrible. So now he's at 2. He's closer to winning. He has escaped. And I have to reveal that my deck, and if I don't have one of those cards, I have to gain a wound. I do think I do not have it, so I have to gain a wound. So I put the wound in my deck. And again, I have all the expansions, so I've gathered all the wounds and put them in one deck. Now, originally all the wounds were just these. Okay, if you don't recruit any heroes or defeat any villains on your turn, you may KO all the wounds from your hand. Okay. However, with the expansions came these special wounds and stuff like that, and I just put them all in one deck. I at least would like to beat Apocalypse one time. Okay. So, to play this card, you must discard a card from your hand. So I will discard this one. Alright. If a card effect makes you discard this card, you make... Okay, well, I don't have to do that. Well, you know what? I may. Yeah. Alright. So, I said I'll discard this card, and then but I get it back. And it says draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Okay. So I'll just mix up here. I'll draw 2 cards and then discard a card. 2 fight. Well, okay. So that's that. So this is what I have. I have 5 fight, which is not going to do me any good. I have 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay, so I'll take this one again, and that'll be it. Just that one card. That's not too bad. And let's see what we got here. Savage Land Mutants. Alright. I gotta start beating these guys, because the next time a token comes out, I'm in trouble of losing. Okay, well here's my new hand, and this is much better. This is much more to my liking. Okay. Okay, to play this card you must discard, but if a card effect makes you discard this card, return it. Alright. Fortunately, I didn't get any X pluses. Dang. So I have 3, 6, 10, 11. Dang it, I was one short. One short of hitting Apocalypse. That was terrible. I can, however, defeat the Savage Land Mutants, so I will defeat them. They only cost me 3. And then that leaves me with a 4 recruit. And I'll take this Jean Grey here for fight. I need to start building, I need to start getting my fights. Okay, well, that's a good one right there too. Okay, and we have more Savage Land Mutants. Okay, still not, I need to start weeding some of these cards out, man. Okay, alright, I can do the same with this. I only have 4 fight. However, that's enough to defeat these Savage Land Mutants. And now I have 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I'll take this, and I will take a sidekick. And there's Angel's big card. Every hero has usually a big card, as you can see, and this is Angel's big card, and it's worth getting. Discard any number of cards, draw that many cards, and it's 4 fight, so it's pretty good. Now we have more Savage Land Mutants. Alright. Okay, it says draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Well, I guess I'll discard. I will not. I'm gonna have to draw. I'm gonna have to discard this one. I need to beat those Savage Land Mutants. I cannot have them up there. So it's 3 fight, but I beat them. Done with this one. That's 4 recruit. I'll take another sidekick. Okay. Now we have famine. Alright. Each other hero reveals that kind of hero or discards a card. It's when you fight or escape. Each player does the same effect. So famine is now on the board. And of course, remember, all the pluses are going to get. Alright. Now here's my wound. I want to try to get rid of the wound. However, I can rescue a bystander. So let's do that first. When you rescue this bystander, a player of your choice gains a shield officer. That's Maria Hill here, so I will do that. So let's do that. Let's rescue that bystander. We gain that. Actually, I can't do that because I can't play this card. Unless... That's right, I have to... Okay, I draw 2 cards and discard this card. I got rid of that one. So I can't do that because I can't play that card. You have to be able to play that card. I don't know why I did that. I have to be able to play that card in order to use it. And I can't play that card. I can't. There's nobody. I don't have enough fight. Okay, so I'm going to skip fighting and recruiting this turn so I can get rid of this wound. So that was basically a wasted turn. Okay, now the next card is a Master Strike, and that's all the Master Strikes in the deck, in the deck. So there's that. Okay, so let me shuffle, and we'll come right. Okay, so since the Master Strike took effect, this is all I'm left with now. So all I have 2 recruit and 2 fight, and I'm just going to recruit a sidekick. Put that in my thing. And my deck's getting thick, and I really need, I really wish there were ways to thin out my deck, but so far, not too good. Okay, So the villain's turn again, and this time we have some Savage Land Mutants, and they're going to be moving. And I'm going to draw 6 cards. Now I know what the top 3 are going to be because I had to put them on the thing. And see, here we go. Hopefully I can do something with this deck. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this sidekick and draw 2 more cards. Then I'm going to get rid of this sidekick. Draw 2 more cards. Dang it, come on. And that was terrible. That's not what I wanted. Alright, so what do I have for my fight? I have no other cable. Well, I do have another cable. So it's 4, 8, 9, 10. It's not enough to beat Apocalypse. However, it is enough to beat Famine. Okay. I have to reveal. Remember, we have this. So when it says each other player reveals, when you play a solo game, that means you're gonna do that. Okay. When it says each other player, or player to your right or player to your left, that means it's going to be you that does that. I do not have one of these symbols, so I'm going to have to discard a card. That's okay. I'll just discard one of these guys. So I beat Famine. Got that one off the board. So that's not a problem. And then that leaves me with 6 recruit, and I will take this angel here. And replace that. There we go. And then we another villain and some more Savage Land Mutants. Alright. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Alright. Alright, I'll discard one of these. Okay, I have another X, so I can rescue a bystander, and I'm definitely going to use it this time because we do have some people to fight. So I do get this bystander here, and remember that gives me Maria Hill. She's worth 2 recruit. Okay, I am going to. That's enough to beat both Savage Land guys. Huh. And I've been forgetting to do their thing where I draw an extra card. So I get to draw 2 extra cards next turn, which is great. That could have been helpful. And then that leaves me with another 6 recruit, 1 short of what I need. But however, I will take this Jean Grey. So there's that one, and this is the next turn, and we have another Scheme Twist. However, there's no villains on the board. I was just able to get rid of the villains. Alright, and because of the Savage Land Mutants, here we go. Now hopefully I can do something with this. Okay, to play this card you must discard a card. Okay, well I'm discarding a card. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Okay, I'll do that again. So just go from the middle of the stack here. This one. This one. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to be able to do something finally. Well, maybe. We'll see. Okay, whenever you rescue bystander this turn, draw a card. Well, I'm going to rescue a bystander. I'm going to rescue 2 of them, as a matter of fact. So, seven, 9, 10, 11. Damn it, 1 short. 1 short. Okay, so what am I going to do? Well, whenever you rescue a bystander this turn, draw. Okay. There's no way I can. I'm 1 short of beating Apocalypse, so I can't draw a bystander. Can't rescue a bystander. Can't do any of that because there's nobody to fight except for Apocalypse. And unfortunately, I'm 1 short of hitting him. So, 7 recruit. However, I do get this. I will take that. That goes there. And we have another scheme twist, which I'm lucky again that there are no villains on the board. So let me shuffle and we'll get right back. Okay, so here we go. I got a sidekick, so I'm going to play it. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Oh, good. Then I want to do this card, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Okay. Alrighty. Now, this here, discard any number of cards, draw that many cards. So I'm going to discard 4, 5 cards. And I'm going to draw 5. 1, come on, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, now here we go. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. I'm going to keep drawing. Okay, to play this card, you must discard a card from your hand. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, so now look at what my fight is. I have 3, 2, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13. You may discard 13. Okay. So I get to beat Apocalypse 1 time. So we beat him. So let's see what happens here. And put him back. Fight. Each other player reveals the top 3 cards of their deck, KOs each of those cards that cost 1 or more, and puts the rest back in any order. That means us. So the end of all things. So we beat Apocalypse once. Now I have to reveal the 3 top cards of my deck. Please don't be great cards. Okay. Alright. Now I have to KO that cost 1 or more. And they were 2 good cards. So these 2 cards are now KO'd. They are out of the game. And they go up here. I get to keep that crappy one. But that's okay. We hit Apocalypse once. I mean, we're kind of at a stalemate now. He wins. One more scheme twist thing. One more thing, he wins. You know, when the other ones escape. Now, War has escaped, but that's it. And I've knocked him once. So now I can recruit. And I have 4 recruit. And I will take this one right here. I do get to rescue a bystander. When you rescue this bystander, you may KO a wound from your hand or any player's discard pile. Okay, well, that's the paramedic. That's not going to work out. I don't have any wounds. So Angel comes on, and then we have Pestilence. Here we go. Fight. Each other player reveals the top 3 cards of their deck. Discards each of those cards that cost 1 or more and puts the rest back in any order. Escape. Each player does the same effect. So Pestilence is now on the board. Let's see what we got. Okay. Well, I don't have enough to beat Apocalypse, that's for sure. I can rescue bystander if I fight. I have 7. It's not quite enough. Remember, he's going to be +2. No. Yeah, he's +2. So that is quite enough. Okay, so first thing I'll do is I'll discard so I can play this card. Alright, I rescue a bystander. And this bystander is the banker. When you rescue this bystander, you get +2, usable only to recruit heroes in the HQ space under the bank. That would be him. Okay, put that there for a second. So I have enough. Now, I have to reveal the top 3 cards of my deck. Discard each of those cards that cost 1 or more. Well, I only have 1, so this one's getting discarded. Okay. So we beat Pestilence. So we stopped him. I do get +1 recruit. I can draw a card because whenever you rescue a bystander. So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 recruit. Okay, That's not too bad. I'll take 3 here. 3 here, which is only going to cost me 1 because of the banker. Oh, I definitely get this one. Alright. And that'll be it. Let's see what comes out in the hero. We have Death. There's Archangel. Kind of weird that they're playing each other, but oh well. Each other player reveals their hand and KOs one of their heroes that costs 1 or more. Each player does the same effect. So there's Death. So now I have to shuffle. Okay. So draw 2 cards and discard a card. So I will. I'll probably discard this one. Okay. To play this card, you must discard a card from your hand. Well, I'll get rid of this one. So leaves me with 5. You must discard. You may discard a card. You get. Wow. Wow. Look at that though. Look at that. You get fight equal to that card's 5, 7, 10. Dang. However, okay. Well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna get Death off of the board. We're going to spend our 2 recruit for a sidekick. And we got Death off the board. Here we go. And there's Death again. So, remember. Okay, let's come on. Okay, well, we got a couple things. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Okay, well, we'll get rid of that. You get +2 only when fighting masterminds. So that's 4, 6, 7. Not enough. Not even enough to beat him. That's not good. I can't rescue a bystander. So the only thing I can do this turn is recruit. I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take this and a sidekick. Lockjaw. Alright. And here we go. Scheme twist. We knew that was coming. So Baby Hope is there. So if he escapes with Baby Hope, and he is a hard 11, 13. He's even harder to beat than Apocalypse right now. So it would go good for us to try to beat Apocalypse. Okay, this deck is terrible. I have basically 6 recruit. I will take this and another sidekick. Zaboo. He'll let me just KO a card. There's Cable's big card right there. KO and Ember cards from your hand. You get +1 for each card KO'd this way. Army of 1 Cable. That's a great card. And we have some Savage Land Mutants, so this is going to move. And I'm definitely going to try to get that Cable card. That's what we want. Okay, I might can do. Oh, I think I can do some stuff with this hand. So discard, draw 2 cards and discard a card. So I'm going to draw that one. We'll just pick a card from the middle of the hand here. Okay. To play this card, you must discard. But we discard and that comes back. Okay. So what do we have? Discard any number of cards, draw that many cards. So we have 4, 8, 12, 15, 19. Okay, we'll beat the Savage Land Mutants, and we're going to beat Apocalypse 1 time. Alright, each other player KOs 2 heroes from their discard pile that cost 1 or more. Okay, Well, right now, I don't have much of a choice because I played these to go in my discard pile. So I have to KO 2 of these. I'll KO this one and I'll KO this one. So these cards are KO'd out of my deck. I only have 3 recruit. But I'll use that and then gain this one back. So there's that. Okay, comes on the board, and then here we have famine again. Okay, so apocalypse is halfway down. We still have death on the board with hope, trying to escape. Famine is now on the board. This cable card is one I want to get next, and I think, you know, if I can whittle down my hand somewhat, I got some good cards in here, so I think going for apocalypse is what my strategy is going to be, and going for famine as well, so this doesn't move. And we'll see. Okay. So this is my hand. It's not a bad hand. I got Zabu here, and it's going to let me KO a card from my hand or discard pile. And I'm definitely going to do that. And I'm getting rid of him. So he's getting KO'd. Alright, then I have a sidekick. It's going to let me draw 2 cards. And there's another sidekick. And there's another sidekick. So let's get rid of this sidekick. Draw 2 more cards. Huh. And there's Red Wing. He's another special sidekick. Oops. Been drawing from the wrong deck. Hold on. Let me fix that. Okay. There, that's fixed. Alright. Okay. So I have 6 fight. To play this card, you must discard a card from your hand, and then so I'll do that with these 2. You may discard a card. You get plus fight equal to that card's thing. So I'm discarding this one. So that's going to give me 5 plus 2, 7, 10, 13 fight. So we're going to fight Apocalypse again. As I know it's risky. Each other player plays a 4 horseman villain from their victory pile as if playing from the villain deck. Okay, well that's not good. So the first 4 horseman villain we get to is Death, and he comes back on the board, and he's there. Okay, however, I can't recruit this turn. However, I did knock Apocalypse down 1 more time. So all I gotta do is knock him down 1 more time, and then I can go in for the kill. There's a special rule I'll come to when we get to that point about that, or a way of playing. Draw 2 cards. Discard a card. Okay, that one's gone. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to beat anybody actually, so I may just go ahead and, because I only have 3 fight. This could be it. This could be the turn where I lose. Let me see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not enough to get that cable card either. Dang. Okay. That's a terrible hand here. I'm going to go ahead and just discard this card. And discard this card. This card is no more right here. And so now I have this 4, 7, 1 short of this. Dang it. So I'll take him. And then we have Savage Land Mutants. So we're in some trouble here. We are in some serious trouble. I want a good hand, a good hand. Phasing, put this on the bottom of the sidekick stack. Phasing, I forgot what that is. Something. 2 fight, yeah, okay. 2 fight, alright. 4 fight. So I can defeat the Savage Land 6, 7. It's not quite good enough, but I can use it to beat famine. So I'll beat famine. Well, no, I'll beat this one so I can draw an extra card. Wasn't quite enough to beat apocalypse. He's going away. That leaves me with I get to rescue a bystander. That leaves me with 5 recruit. It's not what I want, but I'll take this angel here. Alright, and I'll get to draw an extra card at the end of my hand. I mean, at the end of my turn. Put this one there. And we have wars back on the board. So as long as I keep... I'm getting close. There's my hand. Here we go. I have draw 2 cards and discard a card. So I'll draw 2. Alright. Now discard card so I can play. Oh, I don't have to. Okay. Alright, so let's see what I got. 4 if I want to go for apocalypse. 6, 10, 11. Damn it, one short. One short. However, I can... Oh, I get an extra card. I forgot about that. Alright, here we go. Well, okay, that's good. Because I got that extra card because of the Savage Land Mutants. Play this card, you must discard a card. I would discard this one, but it would come back. Okay, so that's enough for me to hit Apocalypse again. I use his last card. And this is, if this is not the final tactic, it is the final tactic. Rescue 6 bystanders and shuffle this tactic back into the other tactics. Wow, immortal and undefeated. That is lucky that that was the final tactic. Wow. Whew, or I could have been shuffling that damn thing back in there the whole day long. Okay, so there's a little rule, or a little, I guess maybe, variant some people do. You know, each mastermind has 4 tactic cards, like these. And once you beat those 4 tactic cards, you've won. But some people play, and the way I play it is once you beat them 4 tactic cards, you got to go in for the final blow and beat the mastermind one more time. It makes the game harder, more challenging, and I just feel that, you know, that's the way it should be. You've knocked Apocalypse. We've beat him 4 times. We've knocked him flat. Now we're going in for the kill. However, we are still dangerously close to getting beaten. So the only recruit I have is 5 recruit. I'll take this one right here and a sidekick. And there we go. Now another card. Sorry about that. We put Pestilence on the board so that it's full. And if we don't really, honestly, if we don't beat, we gotta have to beat somebody this time. Or he's going to get pushed off the board and we lose. So this is do or die time right here. Okay, well that's a good sign. Oh, here we go. Alright, draw 2 cards and discard a card. 1, 2. And I'll discard this one. Okay, so what do we have here? 4, 8. I have 8 fight right now. Actually 10 if I go against Apocalypse, which I need 2 more. Discard a number of cards, draw that many cards. Okay, I'm discarding 3 cards. I'm going to draw 3 cards. If we get 2 or, oh, dang it, more, no. Okay, so this is what we have. We have 2, 4, 8, and 4 because we get +2 when only fighting masterminds. That's 12. We have beaten Apocalypse. We got him. He's out. The last card here would have been a Savage Land Mutants, and if it would have pushed it, and he would have escaped with Baby Hope, because he's 13 to beat. So talk about down to the wire. Man, oh man. I was getting my butt kicked at first, but eventually I was able to build up enough fight cards, because I wasn't getting many fight here at first. I was getting recruit. Eventually I was able to do that and whittle Apocalypse down and kind of put a little stalemate in it for a minute, to where it was, you know, he couldn't really do anything. But he was able to make one last thing. He got lucky with this, and one more he would have won. So I was able to luckily whittle him down and come back and win, because for a second there I thought I was going to lose that thing. Alright, so that's Marvel Legendary. Each mastermind plays differently. Each scheme plays a little differently. And so each heroes play a little differently, and each villain group plays a little differently. So basically every time you play this game, things are going to play a little differently. I mean, you're still going to slide cards and you know, down the streets and bank and sewers and stuff. You're still going to get cards from the HQ. You're still possibly going to rescue bystanders or take wounds. But it's a little variation with each type of mastermind and scheme and heroes and villains you play with, that it makes this game very replayable. If you love Marvel, and I would honestly give this game a try. Whether or not you are into deck building games, this could get you into deck building games. It got me into deck building games, I'll be honest with you. Although, you know, at the time, like I said, there wasn't that many Marvel related games out there. This is one of the few main ones. The system is very easy to learn, for one. It's very thematic. It feels like Marvel, okay? And you can, like I said before, you can pick and choose which expansions. They got tons of them. They have small box expansions, big box expansions, villain expansions. Here's some, you know, like these. Secret Wars. I mean, the list is on and on. If there's particular superhero groups that you like to play with, I would get them. But if, like I said, I would get the base game and play it. And if you enjoy the base game, the first expansion I recommend you get is the Dark City expansion. It adds so much more to the base game. Some would argue that the base game didn't feel complete. I can agree with that a little bit. However, if you add the Dark City expansion to it, it just blows things out of the water. But like I said, if money wise, if you like Marvel and you just want to, you know, wet your toes and see if it's something you would like and be able to get into, then yes, I would recommend this. Now, if you're a deck builder and you don't care about Marvel, honestly, if you're a deck builder and you don't care about Marvel, honestly, I probably wouldn't get this game. There are other deck builders you would probably enjoy more. And part of the Marvel charm is what adds to this game to make it to where it's so fun to play. And let's not forget now, you can add this, and technically, you can add this to games like Legendary Aliens, Legendary Predator. So you can have Wolverine going up against some aliens or predators or whatever. You can mix and match them if you wanted to. But yeah, usually I just stick to the Marvel thing. So that, you know, that would be my recommendation. Other very good sets for this expansions for this Marvel Legendary. The Spider-Man set was really good. The Guardians of the Galaxy set that has Thanos is really good. I do like the Civil War sets. I like the Secret War set actually as well. And there are a couple other good little solo sets like the Fantastic Four, Captain America 75th Anniversary and stuff like that. That are good. But I recommend very much so. If I were to get anything, I would get the Dark City expansion first and foremost, and go to town with it. So that's Deck Wednesday here. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we play Legendary Marvel, we will be playing another villain and with some new heroes and stuff like that. So until then, have fun.